So how long does it take to overcome social anxiety? So this is not indefinite, obviously, because everybody's different. But if I had to give an answer, for someone who has bad anxiety and they wanted to overcome it and build their confidence, I'll say it takes 1 year. 1 year of consistent practice. I was coaching a client yesterday. I just finished. He just finished the 6 weeks program, and he made a lot of progress. And we sat down after, and he was really interested in doing a 1 year coaching program with me. And we spoke about this. We spoke about like the time frame, and he really understands, which is a good thing, that if you want to be successful in your life, and overcoming social anxiety, as far as I'm concerned, means that it's not just overcoming social anxiety, it's everything that entails, which is a great thing, and that entails you achieving your goals and being able to be the person that you want to be and live the sort of life that you want to live and achieve your particular goals. Everyone's goals are different, right? So in my case, when people ask me how long did it take me, it took me about I my memory's not, it's hard to remember exactly because it was a long time ago, but I usually say to people it took me about 2 years, about a year and a half. But when I condense it down, it took me about a year, a whole year of consistent practice. Now, obviously, some people might say, well, um, you know, what's the point of doing the 6 weeks program with you then, Johnny, if it's going to take longer? But I can answer that question, because doing the 6 week program, I'm not saying everyone's different, but most people are not going to overcome social anxiety in 6 weeks. It's not enough time. But what they will achieve on my program, they will improve a hell of a lot more than where they were initially. Does that make sense? So it's a bit like someone saying, how long would it take me to get a six pack? Right? Let's just an analogy, right, to put this in to explain it. And I would say it's going to take you 1 year to get a six pack. But if you do 6 weeks training with me, that I'm going to help you to lose 15 pounds of weight. So you're not going to get a six pack in 6 weeks, but your body's going to improve a lot more than what it is now. So of course, with 6 weeks, you can improve a lot, but people that are really committed, and obviously not everyone's like that, and that's fine. I've accepted that. People that are really committed, and I've worked with so many people over the years, they will commit to 1 year, because I did. That's how much it meant to me. And that doesn't just, well, today we're talking about anxiety, but that's just a rule of thumb in general. So, the idea of my new extended coaching program is to do a 12-month program, obviously with a select. It's not going to be anyone that's going to do this program that I'm going to get along with. You have to be like an open-minded, client that I like, that I get along with, that obviously they like me as well. We can work together and do the program. Now, the year program, the way I've designed it, I just designed it now. It would be 2 sessions per month. So that will be 4 hours coaching a month over 12 months. So if you total that, that'll be 48 hours coaching. You can imagine, you can imagine how much more confident you're going to be after 48 hours of coaching, which is obviously the total amount over 12 months or a year. You're going to be a different person. But a lot of people, unfortunately, their mentality is that they don't want to fully commit. Like a year in their own mind's too long for them, and that's fine. Everyone's going to make their own choices, but you can't. Well, you can complain, but you can't complain that you're not getting over your anxiety and becoming a confident person and succeeding in life if you're not willing to put the time in. So a lot of people, I've seen this, right? I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people will put in part-time hours, but they expect full-time results, and it don't work like that with social anxiety. For me, and for people that I've really helped change their life, you've got to commit to it full time. You've got to treat it like a full-time job. Otherwise, don't expect to change your life. And that's how I became successful in my life. When I became successful getting over my social anxiety, building a successful business, successfully, being a public speaker, YouTube, teaching people, changing people's lives, helping a lot of men to get over their anxiety and build confidence, and um, make their life the way that they want it. And that was because I dedicated myself full time. I didn't treat it as like I took it very serious because I was, really serious about overcoming it. But as I said, most people dedicate their life, they dedicate their whole life, not just a year, it could be 30 years, 40, all their life, they dedicate to not doing anything or not enough. And that's sad. And that's why I do my best to share my story, keep doing the videos, keep teaching and explaining to other sufferers. It takes one to know one, the mistakes that you're making and how you can put it right. And like I said, it's just a rule of thumb for success. Now, obviously, there are other areas of success where it's going to take longer than a year. But if you change the way that you think about time and you don't let time discourage you, then you're going to do it. Then you're going to achieve it. Because I lost 25 pounds in 7 months. But a lot of people, if they were in my position and they weren't happy with their body and they were overweight and they weren't in a good place mentally, they were depressed. If you said to them, it's going to take 7 months to get you feeling happy again and get you losing weight, how many people do you think would put their hand up and say, yeah, I want to do it? Unfortunately, a lot of people wouldn't do it because they'd say 7 months is too long. It's over half a year. But people that are very committed, and they're the only clients that I work with now that I can coach, because it's a waste of my time and your time trying to coach someone that just don't want to do it, that isn't got the right attitude, can't be bothered. And, like I said, you got to respect that everyone's their own person, everyone makes their own decisions. But at the same time, I'm going to be frank and honest about what's going on here. So time can be a great thing depending on how you think about time and how you set goals and what it means to you, and if you're having fun. Because I've always enjoyed coaching for the most part, especially when I work with people that I like and get along with and they're very committed and they show up. It's a lot of fun. I love it. So it doesn't really matter that it takes 6 weeks or 6 months or a year. So a big part of getting over it, what really helped me and helps my clients, and I try my best to create that for them, is having fun. Because if something's fun, you don't really second guess whether you want to do it or not, and then that will keep you going. Oh, sorry, I didn't answer your question. I was right into the talk. Um, Depends. I wouldn't recommend that, but everyone's different in terms of what you've just said there. You've termed it inner work and all that kind of stuff. That didn't help me personally, right? But for some people, it might. So you've got to find the right approach for you. But personally, and I'm going to be biased, obviously, I prefer my approach. I think my approach is the best out there, and that's setting goals for people and getting them to face their fears and expose themselves to the things that they're frightened of, and doing that for 6 weeks, 6 months, or a year. I found that to be the best one out there. Because the problem with sitting down and just doing therapy and talking about your problems is it doesn't make them go away. It makes you feel better. Obviously, it's good once in a while. Everybody needs someone to talk to, right? It definitely helps, but that ain't going to be enough. That's just really like a supplement to what you really need. And what I feel people need is, from my honest experiences, people need to go out and face their fears and gain the confidence and the courage until they can overcome their fears or they can better manage them. And that in itself is a therapy anyway. But if you can do the two, that would be more powerful. If you can speak to someone, which I allow my clients to, my clients can talk to me, get things out that's bothering them, and then we create a strategy to move forward. Because let me give you an example of what I mean. So if you sit here and say you've got a problem, right? You can't go to a social event and meet people because it's too scary for you, right? It frightens you and you don't have the confidence to do it. Fair enough. But if you just sit down with me every week and we just keep speaking about the problem isn't going to be fixed. So my teaching is about saying, look, I understand that you're scared to come to a social meeting. I'm totally compassionate about your fear. I've had that fear and to overcome it. But at some point, why don't we make why don't we get why don't we create a strategy, even if it's really slowly, to gradually move towards your fear and actually get you to face the thing that is troubling you, frightening you. Now, that might take me 2 hours to get you to do that. It might take me 6 weeks. It might take a year. It depends on you. Everyone's different. And it depends on how motivated you are. A teacher, in my experience, can only help someone as far as they're willing to be helped. So it takes two. So um, that's the way that I've coached, and that's what changed my life many years ago, and has continued. It's that mentality, it's that mindset. But this is another little thing that I would share with anyone to help them, and I do it with my clients, and I do it for me. Sometimes you have got to break time down, because I understand it's only human. When you want to achieve something, it can get you down. It can make you depressed and sad and demotivated if you think in your head, well, it's going to take me 2 years. Like if someone's single and I said to a guy, it could take you 2 years to get a girlfriend, because you've got to build your confidence up, and you've got to date, you've got to go through rejections, you've got to learn to not take that personal. And obviously you've got to meet the right person who's compatible for you and you're compatible for her. That ain't going to be a quick fix. Some people can meet someone in a day or a week, but it doesn't always go like that. We have to be realistic, because life can be very unpredictable. But maybe instead of saying 2 years to get a girlfriend, okay, maybe it takes 2 years, but maybe in the next 6 weeks we can really get your confidence up and get you feeling good about who you are as a person. And then we can go from there. So let's spend 6 weeks maybe losing weight, going down the gym, socializing. Let's get you in a better place than what you're at now. And then we can regroup, and we can look at you where you're at and see what needs to be done. So it's just really trying to explain to people how to use time in a more positive, effective way in order to get over your fears, your anxiety, so you can build your confidence and become successful. By the way, I just wanted to say this is off topic, but thank God, I'm really grateful that my Phyllis events are filling up every month. That's really nice, and they're going really well. And obviously, I'm putting the videos out and notifying you if you want to come along. We're booked up again for this Sunday, but I do them every month. So if any of you guys want to come along and you want to meet good, like-minded people, and you want to practice getting more confident with people and getting over your anxiety, then just send me an email, and you can come along. It's a lot of fun. Like I said in my post, it's true. It's an environment where it's non-judgmental. Everybody's free to be themselves. Obviously, you have to respect people. That goes without saying. But it's a good environment. It's easy going. I don't really put pressure on people. They don't have to come. If they want to come, they can. You can leave before the time. You don't have to stay if you feel uncomfortable for any reason. I try and make everyone feel as comfortable as I possibly can, and it's great. It works well. People, the guys really come out of their shell, and having other people to talk to, and it's a good day out. It's a social event as much as a confidence workshop. And this one that I do is free, so obviously it's going to cost you some courage and some time, but it's really worth it if you want to build confidence and move forward. So sorry, I'm just gathering my thoughts. So yeah, I would say a year. I would say a year with consistent practice. Now, I'm not saying every day for a year, right? That's a bit unrealistic. Like, I mean, no one's expected to do that. But what I mean by a year is like most days you're going out socializing, if that makes sense. So sometimes people can hear a year and think, oh my God, a year is so long. What, every single day? So I've got to socialize for 365 days. And I'm saying, no, probably more, just roughly a year. Like, just be consistent for 1 year. Go out, go to social events, meet your family, spend time with family, go to job interviews or meet new people, go to group meetings, talk to people, talk to guys, make friends. If you want to find a girlfriend, talk to women, obviously, and be honest, be honest with people, treat people how you want to be treated. If you practice from good ethics as well, you're going to progress more. That's been my experience. You're going to get on better with people if you're honest with them, and you just keep getting on. You keep getting. You don't. You don't obviously want to get uncomfortable, but you're going to have to go through that. I mean, that just goes without saying. You cannot can't build all this confidence and not come out of your comfort zone. It just doesn't work like that. A lot of the ideas that people have about building confidence and getting over anxiety disorders and succeeding and being successful, fit, accountable, motivated, having a positive attitude, you're not going to achieve these things without having to come outside of your comfort zone. And the quicker you understand this, the quicker you'll accept it and move forward and start facing your social fears and your life fears. And, those two things will give you more confidence. And the confidence comes with time, comes with experience, and it definitely comes with mistakes that you're going to make along the way. You're going to have bad days. We all get them. You're going to have bad weeks. You're going to have bad months. But it's how you respond to those challenges. And if you don't quit, and that's why the year commitment, basically that's you saying, I'm not going to quit on myself, because nobody fails you other than yourself. I've seen this with clients. I've seen with the clients who have succeeded with this. They've changed their life. I'm not saying I've had many, but of course it's reality here. I've coached hundreds of people over the years. And of course I've come across some people who didn't stick at it. They had all the ability in the world. They were doing well on the coaching, but they just weren't committed enough. And another clients I've had, they might be a bit less talented than these clients, but they were so driven, they were so motivated that they achieved more than them. They achieved their personal goals. Now, it's not a competition between clients. I say that to all my other clients who will ask me, Johnny, how's your other client doing? And I'll usually say, look, you can't compare yourself to him. He's different. His journey is different. Just focus on you. Focus on how you're improving on the coaching from week to week. How to deal with confidence over the phone and rejection. What do you mean by that exactly? Because you've wrote that the grammar is a bit incorrect, so it's hard for me. Do you mean? I think you've wrote it backwards. Do you mean how to deal with rejection over the phone? Do me a favor, write that again if you can, and I can answer your question, because you said how to deal with confidence over the phone and rejection. And what do you mean by that? Explain that. Do you mean how to deal with confident people? Or are you asking me how to get confident on the phone and deal with rejection? Okay, let me just explain it in the way I think. Well, two ways. Number one is the mindset. You're not going to get confident on the phone without going on the phone. So you're going to have to go on the phone a lot. Like I said, I'd say a year, 1 year practice on the phone, doing it regularly, a couple of times a month. Okay, sales, pitching, yeah, of course. Same again, about 1 year of consistency. And the reason why a year can make such a difference to your life, totally change your life. I mean, in every area. I'm glad that you've mentioned sales today. I'm really passionate about that. And it's something that a lot of my clients are actually really good at, but they don't believe it straight away because of their social fears and their fears of, their fears of speaking up, being honest and being afraid and being too much of a people pleaser and being afraid to sell. So, it's with time and experience, you get better at dealing with the rejection. Okay, that's good to know. So face to face, that you're perfect. That's really good that you've got that. But on the phone, you freeze up. So you've basically just got to equal out your strengths. You're good in person, which is a great thing. That's actually better than being over the phone, in my opinion. But now you've got to put time, practice on the phone. You've got to set goals. I've always got these lying handy, right? I'm always setting goals, and for my clients, I'm getting my clients in every session to set goals, because without a goal, you just lose focus. It's like, oh yeah, I want to get better at selling over the phone. Next week comes, you got life, you got your family, you got so many things that you're thinking of, you're going to forget to do what you need to do. So when you set goals and you write them down, you pick up your notepad or your phone or your laptop or your vision board, and you look at it and it reminds you, oh yeah, Spyron needs to face his responsibilities and goals. So goal setting is really important. Like I said, like 6 weeks is a goal. So okay, in the next 6 weeks, I'm going to spend my time doing face-to-face meetings, getting over my social anxiety, building this confidence up. For the next 1 year, from 2022 to 2023, I'm going to go out and and practice going to social meetups, or I'm going to practice going on first dates and getting more experienced and more relaxed until I find the right person and then get a relationship. Can you guys understand? It's really simple stuff that I'm explaining, but the tricky part for people is the actual motivation and the courage that it takes in order to actually put these things into practice, rather than just to watch a video, hear what I'm saying, take the information in, understand it, read about it, watch videos, but then not to apply it. That's a good question. In your opinion, why do you think confidence is so attractive to women? That's a really good question. That's a very good question. Well, I'll answer it like this. Confidence is not just attractive to women, it's attractive to people. Sometimes guys can fall into generalizations which have truth in them. It's like, well, why are women so attracted to confidence? And that's okay. That's a good question. But I'm just trying to explain to you a bit more in detail that confidence is an attractive trait from all human beings. So if women find confidence attractive in you, you know, people will be more drawn to you, right? Well, I think women are programmed the same way that men are programmed. We've got certain human programs from the way that, whatever you want to say. I believe in God personally, but I respect other people's opinions, right? Nature, evolution, all these things, our survival needs. Confidence is a sign of strength, and I think women are attracted to confidence and strength because it provides safety. It makes you attractive. You're more passionate, you're more enthusiastic. It represents good health, it represents good mental health. So it ticks all of these boxes, and it goes deeper than that, right? I'm not saying I got all the answers, but I understand it. I understand it through experience as well. So it's just an attractive thing, because women have a choice, don't they? As men do. Women have got a choice to date a confident guy or a guy who's not confident. And most people, men as well, men and women, you're going to go for what's better. You're going to want better for you. So confidence is it just it just seems to tick those boxes. It's more reliable when someone's confident, and it's better to be around them. Women are going to be more happier if a guy's confident in himself. I'm not talking about arrogant or anything where it's too much over the top, narcissistic, or not that stuff. That's dark. If he's confident in himself and happy, it's more pleasurable to be around someone like that rather than a guy who's depressed and not confident. And don't be put off by that, guys, right? If some of you are going through that, my story. You can change. You can change that in a matter of weeks, and like I said, massively in a year. So it's better to be around. It really is. So and there's going to be some more reasons, but if you got the opportunity, ask women, because I'm just giving you my experience, my perspective. Obviously, I'm a guy, I'm not women. So ask women. Yeah, so some good insight. But sometimes I sit here and I think about that. I think why are people? But then and you can look at yourself and ask yourself solid soldado or soldado, right? Ask yourself, why are you? And I know sometimes, obviously, um, attractiveness doesn't have to always be on the romantic side, but just being drawn to someone. It's a universal thing, amongst people. Confident speakers, people are gonna be more drawn to that than someone who is not. Your question doesn't really make sense. That's a strange question. I don't really understand that. Um, I don't know if you're talking in riddles here, or you're just having a joke, which is fair enough. I've got a good sense of humor. When will you remove the black shirt off the wall when you're showing your abs in the video? I didn't know there was a black shirt on the wall. Um, I don't know. I don't know what that's got to do with this talk, but that's all right. Do you know what? While we're here, I didn't plan to do this, but I made some notes today. I'm just writing things down that will help people and things that are helpful in coaching sessions and things that have helped me and clients. So much knowledge in here. Where is it? I might just add it to this talk, throw it out there. Okay, I do want to read this, right? This is really helpful for mental health for men. This really helped me to recover, right? I just want to read this out. It's only short, guys, right? Keep your questions coming. So again, really simple things, right? But if you put them into practice, you'll see the difference. So if you get yourself into a good place mentally, if you get your mental health good, it's a lot easier to socialize. So what I'm basically saying is, for those of you that have social anxiety, if you have it really bad, if you work on your mental health, and I'll explain how to do that, it's pretty straightforward. It will be a bit easier to face social situations and talk to people. Your questions are just strange, man. I don't know if you're trolling or what mindset you're in. Never mind. That's all right. So if you get your mental health good, it's a lot easier to be socially confident because you feel good. It's easier to talk when you feel good. It just flows more naturally, right? So how do you do that? This is how I've done it, and it's changed my life. I want to share this, right? Thank God. So there's 3 ways here, but I've done an extra number 4. If you do training, if you train regularly, if you diet, and if you find your passion in life and you do these three things, right? And everyone does them their own way. You don't have to do it the way I do it, as long as you follow the principles: training, dieting, and your passion in life. If you do all those 3 things, the social anxiety isn't going to trip you up as much, and then it's going to be easier, right? So I just noted down here, it's much easier to face fear when you're happy, right? And that's a rule of thumb for many things. And I just wrote here as well, progress will keep you motivated to keep going and not give up. So that's something I just wanted to share. I will elaborate and do a video on that. Okay, I just want to read this, right? This goes on par of the conversation I've had with a client. 6-week practice of going out and talking to people and facing your fears will give you a certain amount of confidence and motivation to then realize the benefits of putting in that time and seeing the progress that you've made from 6 weeks practice. That should motivate you to then want to go and do 11 months practice, or a year. Does that make sense? So sometimes you've got to do something for 6 weeks to get some success, some progress, to see some changes in yourself, to then go, wow, now I'm motivated to go further. Now I'll do a year. Whereas some people might go, well, if it's going to take me a year, I'm not even going to bother doing 6 weeks. What's the point? And you don't want to be in that mindset. It ain't going to get you nowhere. All right. So those are the main things. I like making notes, you see, because you get to learn a lot more, and it does help. I'll sit there. Yeah, I hope all of you are doing good. Okay. These are just some really positive things. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it. That I do on my coaching, right? And these are things that you can do if you want to work with me at some point. And if anybody does want to apply for coaching, the best place to do it is just to email me. I'll give you my email address now. Right. I will say this. I do mean this very respectfully to everyone, and I really do. So I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but that's just my personality. I don't work with anyone. Reason being, through experience, I've coached a lot of people over the years, which has been great. But not everybody has the right attitude. And obviously, not everybody is going to get on with me. So I make sure before I work with someone that I have a chat with them. I got a good sense that, yeah, this person, I like this person. They're going to show up. I can help them. It ain't going to be a waste of my time. So I don't just work with anyone just to get paid and make money. Maybe some other coaches do that, and that's their choice. I'm not knocking them for that, but I personally don't. I like to change people's lives. I like to earn good money, which I do when I'm teaching, and thank God I'm back. But at the same time, integrity is important for me, and I don't want to ruin my mental health by working with people that haven't got the right attitude. So I make a point of saying that, so that you know where I stand. Okay, so some of the things that I do on the 6 weeks program, all the things that we do, right? It's going to sound like a lot, and it kind of isn't. And they're all brilliant things anyone can do right now. So I help you to build a successful habit. I help you to get more relaxed socially around people and in life. I help you to set goals and be accountable for those goals. I obviously help you to build confidence, which is the main thing. I help you to restructure your life if you need to restructure it. And again, that just means having like a more of a structure. So you've got more of a balanced life. So like gym, social, career, that type of stuff. I help you to develop more courage through the training itself. I help you to improve your attitude, and obviously, I help you to come outside of your comfort zone and build more momentum. This is actually a lot of fun, I didn't even plan this today, that, guys, honestly. I was only just going to do a short 10-minute stream and go down to the shop and get some more food. Yeah. So there's a lot that you can achieve in a year. And believe me, you can achieve a lot in 6 weeks. I know a lot of people won't believe this, right? Or some might if they're open-minded. Honestly, you could actually achieve quite a lot now in the next 7 days. If you faced your social fears for 7 days in a row, man, you would have a better experience. You would see that you can do a lot more than what you're doing, and you could get some progress. So that's another good way at breaking things down. You got your long-term goal, which is, okay, I'm going to spend the next year of my life facing my fears so I can overcome them and gain confidence and succeed with my particular goals. But you can chop it down into a time frame. So a year is the long-term goal. And then it's like, okay, what am I going to do for the next 7 days? What am I going to do for the next 6 weeks? And then, next month, 6 months. I find that really helps me as well, in all areas of my life. By the way, guys, I always like to know when I speak to clients or people that follow me, what are your goals right now? Let me know in the box. I'm just fascinated. Anyway, I like knowing. It's interesting for me. What are people's goals? And I can probably help you to reach them through more of the videos, the events, coaching, etc. What are my goals for 2022? If you don't mind sharing. That's it. All right, fair enough. I wrote my 3 goals down. Where are they? So I can tell you them. I write them out like every few days. So my goals are to become financially free, and I've given myself between 1 to 5 years to do that. My next goal is to find the ideal relationship for me, the ideal woman. I did have my ideal woman several years ago, so I know what I want for where I'm at now. So that's my two main goals. And my third main goal is to make a bigger impact and help more people and share my story on a bigger platform. And fourth goal is to lose weight, get in shape, change my diet. And I've achieved that. So I've kind of been progressing on all the goals, but yeah, there's still a way to go. So they're my goals. Ryan says, I want to join an MMA gym, but struggle with the fear and anxiety of looking stupid in front of others. I appreciate your honesty, Ryan. I always appreciate people that are honest. It really does take strength to admit that. Well done. And I'm excited about your goal because it's such a good goal, and I think you should. I'm sure you are, but you should really work hard at applying some of the things I'm teaching on these videos and throughout, and get yourself gradually down the MMA gym because you will overcome that fear. You will overcome that fear and realize that you're not stupid, and you don't look stupid. But I get it. I had it as well. That's why I went to the gym years ago. So well done for being honest about your fears, your goals, and what is bothering you. And I'm pretty confident you'll achieve that goal. How long have you given yourself to achieve that goal, or have you not put a time on it? My goals are to do more gym, more boxing, change the diet too. Great, really good stuff. A lot of you here with the gym goals. The gym's brilliant. It's amazing effect it has on all areas of your life. I think that's something that I'm really enjoying about my coaching at the moment is that it really isn't complicated. Sometimes people ask me like they don't understand. They're like, "What do you do? What's your job?" And then I explain I'm a confidence coach. Okay, how does that work? Like, what do you do? What do you do with your clients? But it's see the challenging part for my clients and for me, and I like the challenge. Don't think of challenge as a negative. Is for me to get the message across to my clients, understand what their goals are, but get them to face their fears. That's really what I do as a coach. And once they start doing that, it's pretty straightforward, really. Obviously, it's challenging. Obviously, it's not easy, but that's why it's rewarding. If it was easy and anyone could do it, which anyone can, people wouldn't appreciate it. It wouldn't be a challenge for me as a coach. It would just be like, oh yeah, here we go, another client. Yeah, do this. Yeah, do that. Um, Yeah, I have. I have been looking for the right person, but I've been doing it in a bit of a different way. I've been working on other areas, and that's it. And I'm enjoying that, and I'm a lot more patient now because I'm a lot older now. And it's not always an age thing. I'm just speaking for me personally. I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. But yeah, to answer your question, yes. Great, man. I'm pleased. I'm glad that you watched those videos of me running because I love doing them, and I knew that people like yourself would watch them and do it as well, and that's why I make them. That's why I enjoy doing them. They're a lot of fun. It makes me happy when people don't just watch my videos, but they go and apply it in their life for them, not for me or for anybody else, but for them, and they get the confidence or they go out and run because, as you know. Again, it's a simple thing. If I said to most people running, everyone knows what running is. Again, I'm not knocking anybody, but how many people run though? And this is kind of what I'm learning today. I'm always learning. I'm a student as well. So most of the things that we know we don't do, we don't apply. Why is that? Because we have fears and we have anxieties, we have self-doubt, we have insecurities, and we don't want to get out of our comfort zone. But a better narrative is, and a lot of people, or a lot of us are, my clients are, and I'm doing it, and you guys appear to be doing it. People change their mindset and they do face their fears and they do improve. Oh, that sounds good. A friend was telling me about that, about the Apple Watch. I think it was a nice woman, nice girl I was dating, or a friend. I can't remember. Someone told me, or a client, about this watch. I'll have to get one. So what I was going to say now, yeah, I'm just gathering my thoughts, giving people time. Yeah, I have to get one of those watches, because when I go out, it's a bit tricky. I use my I carry my phone in my hand and I have my headphones in it, and it's not ideal. It does make it a bit awkward. I still manage to do it, but yeah, it would be better with a watch when you're right. Or I want to get one of the old iPods that I used to have back in the day. Do you remember them, guys? Those little tiny ones that you could clip on with some headphones. Because I like running with music personally, right? I think it's better if you can run without music. I think that shows that that I think it's just better, but everyone's different, and I find it fun to put on music and stuff. If I had to do it, I could run without music, obviously. Um, in some ways I might even do better, but I do like the company of some good tracks, especially the rocky music or 80s music, or motivational stuff. It kind of it pushes me a bit more, and it gives you a bit of company on the run. It keeps you from getting bored, especially when you do long runs. Yeah, I hope that a lot of people on the channel, I'm hoping that people are not getting a bit confused as to why am I putting up fitness videos, of talking about fitness diet, because it's not, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not trying to be. I'm a confidence coach, and my area is, helping guys to get over social anxiety and anxiety in general. But the fitness and the training is a really helpful avenue with building confidence, and confidence is what helps you to get over fears and things like that. But I think most of you are smart on this channel. You're clever. You do understand. You kind of understand the reason behind the videos and the message and how it kind of all ties in. For anyone that doesn't, my story was, I got two stories, but my first story was growing up. I suffered with anxiety, like all of you did. Was shy, nervous. I didn't have much confidence, or I didn't believe I did, and I didn't do anything about it. I just stayed like that and got depressed. It got worse. I never did anything like job interviews. I didn't have a girlfriend for a long time. I didn't really make much money. I just avoided everything. Just stayed in my little circle, in my little comfort zone around my area. I didn't really get out and meet people. I was too nervous. I got sick of doing it. I got depressed. I got to a point of rock bottom, and I just decided I can't do this anymore. And I made a decision to start going out and facing my fears. And I did that. And in doing that, it didn't happen overnight. It took me a couple of years, but I gained a lot of confidence. I changed, I made new friends, and then I started teaching people. Then the brand grew. I became really successful. Um, I think in the first 2 years of starting the business, which I didn't expect, if I'm being honest, I didn't know when it was going to happen. You always have doubt. I had a lot of belief in myself, but at the same time, you don't know for sure. And for the first chapter, my job was a dating coach. That's what I specialized in. Helping men to attract women to get over their shyness and get a girlfriend. But after doing that for some years, I kind of got a bit bored of that. I needed a new challenge, so I wanted to extend my coaching to not just helping guys to speak to women and get a girlfriend, but helping them in more of I guess the word holistic is the right word, more in all areas of their life, because I started to realize that about myself. Okay, it's all good and well, being successful at talking to women and getting a girlfriend, but that's not everything in life. There's other things. There's family, there's money, there's relationships, there's health, there's your passion, there's mental health. There's many other things that encompass becoming happy, successful. All right, I'm gonna I'll look into that. I would just say, Max, I'd say take positives. It's going to be quite difficult for you at the moment, right? Based on what you've read and where you're at, it might be hard for you to see positives. But just to be, if you get ghosted, then that's you getting some more life experience because that happens to everybody. It happens to me, happens to my clients. But how you deal with it, Max, is going to make the difference. So try not to be angry, try not to be upset, don't judge yourself. Learn from it, move on, keep dating, and you'll meet someone that's nice. Don't make it any more difficult than that, Max. Now, at least if someone cancels on you, now you've got some time. Go and do something positive. And that's what I've learned in my life, right? Simple advice, simple wisdom. If you apply it, it's going to take some time. You'll be thanking me later. Most importantly, you'll thank yourself. You'll appreciate yourself. Is there a pattern, or are there definitely patterns? 100%, 100%. There's patterns with my clients who struggle with dating. There are patterns, and I have started to make notes so I can make videos so I can help more people solve it. I'd say a big pattern is what Max just said, is not dealing with rejection very well, taking it personal, being allowing that sometimes to make them want to give up on themselves. And that's where a big part of my coaching comes in and I like doing it. I always enjoy it. It's challenging, but it's good. I have to sometimes talk my clients into not quitting because they got anxious or because someone rejected them or someone cancelled on a date. Make them understand that this is life. It happens to everyone, but how you deal with it is what's going to determine what happens a bit later on. We all get rejected in life. I think people forget that sometimes. That's the danger sometimes of you shouldn't really, see people online and just, when you've seen someone that's successful, me or anybody, you've got to realize that they're only successful because they went through rejections and they didn't quit. Maybe some other people that haven't been successful in their life because they didn't keep going, when they got a rejection in sales or business or any kind of disappointment in their life. There you go. Well, that's a good attitude already. That's good. That's good that you've realized that you can appreciate how much you've improved. In that a month ago you couldn't speak to women. Now your confidence is growing, which is evident, and you're asking women out for a coffee or a date, and you're progressing. And that's all part of the of building confidence. You've got to reinterpret things that initially might affect you, might make you feel bad about yourself. But yeah, look out, guys. I have been doing other things. I'm gonna do a whole series on this channel for dating, for social anxiety, for fitness, for training. A lot of new videos to keep it fun and help people, help guys in the different areas, right? I'm definitely going to do a video because one of you asked me, a few of you have asked me, could I do a video, on like how to make more money, how to get better at selling, which is another area of getting more confident with people, right? The different areas. Sometimes we don't think of it like that. There's talking to your friends and family and being more confident with them, which are people that you know and you're comfortable with for the most part. But then there's going on a first date with someone that you don't know to begin with, and you're not, and you've got to learn how to be confident and be honest and connect with that person. And then there's selling, there's going on the phone as a job or a business or working for a company, and there's learning that area of communication. So I've always been fascinated personally, and I've liked to work on different areas of my life so I can develop as a person more rather than just being narrow-minded and saying, well, everything's just about dating and women. It's fine. Every guy's got to make his own decision. But for me, I realized quite early on in my life, even as a younger man, that's not everything in life. It's important, obviously, but it isn't everything. There's family, there's career, there's fellow friendships with men. You want to make friends, right? Male to male friendships. There's other things in life. There's, where you're living, there's traveling, there's educating yourself. So there's a lot of other areas to put your time and energy into and improve. And, every area that you improve is going to affect the next area. So you're going to be more attractive and confident with women if you've developed skills in other areas, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does. But yeah, like I said today, this was really just a spontaneous live stream. I didn't really plan it. I didn't even usually wear my nice clothes. But I've enjoyed today. There's always value in, sometimes you don't need to plan things. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. I'm doing a bit more planning, getting the right videos out to help more of you guys with your confidence and help you to reduce this anxiety, fear, and the social anxiety, how it kind of affects in those areas. And I will be posting up some more videos so people can hopefully they will get motivated from my progress, because I'm still making progress with the dieting, with still going through a body transformation. But I hope people realize as well. No, I don't care too much what people think, but I hope people don't take it the wrong way and think that I'm showing off, but rather I'm just very passionate about training and diet. I'm fascinated with it, and I like to motivate people and inspire them. So I like to try and set a good example. And seeing is believing. When people see changes that you've made from where you started, they trust you then, and then they know that they can do it. So yeah, so far I've lost 25 pounds. Proud of myself. I was overweight 7 months ago. I wasn't in good shape, and I've changed that now and lost the 25 pounds, and my body is completely different. I feel fit again, feel great, and I'm still going with it. So it's still it's gonna keep improving, right? Not just physically, but the diet, the discipline, and like I said, it's fun for me. All this, I don't really stress out over this area. Obviously, I have stress like all of you do in some areas, but for me, training is one of the things that helps me to calm down and deal with fear and anxiety and the stresses that we all have with life. And I think for me, it's important to set a good example to my clients. If they're gonna, work with me and spend their hard-earned money and take my programs, then they want to see that they're in good hands, that they're working with someone who's disciplined, who's motivated, who's successful, positive, enthusiastic. I'm not perfect, and none of us are. I'm not claiming to be, but I don't use that as a cop out, a rationalization to not try and be the best person that I can be, and to be the best confidence coach I can be for my clients and people that follow me over the YouTube and the internet and at the events, etc. So it's important for me to look good, to look great, especially at any age. But for me, even more importantly, as I'm not far off 40 now, I want to be in good shape in the later years. Why not? And like I said, to be honest, for me, it's no inconvenience. I've always loved training. I fell in love with it when I was from a teenager. When my dad first, got me doing some boxing and press ups, and it went from that. And then being around friends, being at school, and when you're young, you have these little competitions. You do push ups. You see how strong you are, pull ups, and then watching Bruce Lee growing up, Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, like any normal young kid growing up. You get inspired and you want to improve yourself. You want to get fitter. You want to gain more confidence. You want to feel good about yourself. But like I said, I find it fun, and I'm always like excited to just have these conversations with other passionate, like-minded people. Any more questions, guys? I'm going to round this up. I'll do a couple more minutes. We're almost at an hour. I think that will be it for today. And I'm working on some new videos at the moment. Any more questions, fire ahead. And any more topics that you want me to cover on YouTube, let me know, and I'll read it. And if I feel right about it, I'll make the video on it. No, no more questions. Everybody's happy. Well, I appreciate those of you that did come on and did ask questions. I enjoyed it. I appreciate that. Oh, great. Yeah. See, it's good if more people share this with other people, John, because if karate changed your life back in the day, hopefully other people will read that and think, wow, maybe that could change my life, and it will. Training, boxing, martial arts changed my life as well. Many people. Well, just off topic, guys. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the Kell Brook Amir Khan fight on Saturday. I can't wait to see that. I'm gonna go and watch that with my brother, my family, dad. Apparently, there's going to be well, they reckon it's going to be strong winds. Is it tonight, tomorrow? I'm not really worried about that. Hopefully, won't endanger it. It won't endanger anyone. It ain't going to be too bad. So is that, well, not the win to look forward to, but I can't wait for the Khan Brook fight. Anybody watching that fight? Anyone who's going to be watching that? And I've got the Phyllis event on Sunday, which I'm always looking forward to. We got a full group. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out. I'm out of juice. I'm out of words. Appreciate you coming on. It was good. Somewhere between 57 minutes an hour. So I should be doing a stream another day, and we'll go a bit longer, and it will be a bit more planned. So today wasn't planned, but I like doing this sometimes. A good little tip sometimes. If you just throw yourself in the deep end when you don't feel always at your best, or sometimes you're not prepared, you can really develop skills because you've got to learn to think, on the spot and not be prepared. So there's value in both. There's value in practicing, being prepared, which is probably better in the long run. But every now and then it's good to just come on and do a live or do a talk, socialize and not give it too much thought and just see how you do. And if you succeed, great. But if you fail, great, because you can learn from the failure. And that's how my mentality changed from when I started out on overcoming my fears. I was always scared to fail, so I didn't try new things. But after living like that, it's a miserable life. Nothing changes. I started trying things and getting more daring, more confident, more brave, and I failed a lot. People seem to forget that, or they don't realize that it was the failures that initially hurt my feelings, but then they gave me confidence because I got more determined. I was like, right, I don't like that feeling of feeling like a failure. I don't like feeling that I'm not good enough. I don't want to believe that about myself, and I don't want to let this affect me. I want to go again and be better next time. And I would do that in whatever I was doing, and it would go better the next time. Sometimes it wouldn't go better the next time. It would go bad 10 times in a row. Especially with dating when I started out, it just kept getting worse and worse for me. But I just stuck it and then just kept trying and learning. And then it started to get a lot better. And eventually it got really good. And that was the same with the YouTube video. Same with selling. When I first started selling, I was really awkward and nervous with people, very uncomfortable about talking about money, selling. I always wasn't confident at that. But I just worked through it, just kept going, kept doing it, kept going to business meeting, and I got very, very good. And that's why I say to people, if you put your mind to it and you put the work in and you really work hard at it and you just keep practicing and you're not scared of failing and you have that failure equals success mentality, which you will get if you take my advice and you put this into practice, you're not going to fear failure in the same way that most people who don't have this experience will. You're going to use failure, you're going to use that as help, as a tool to succeed and to gain confidence and wisdom. And sometimes, honestly, I get these moments when I'm doing these talks and videos, and I think, how am I doing this? Because in somewhere in my head, I still do have the memories of how I was years ago when I didn't feel good enough and I was such a shy, insecure, and not very confident person who couldn't speak now, couldn't do this. I didn't know how to I wouldn't have the words to say, but it was because of the bravery, the motivation, the consistency, the mindset, the learning, being determined, that I was able to speak like this. And like I said, yeah, okay, today I read a few notes that I read. I didn't plan these notes for this talk, but all this is freestyle. You know, like I'm still going. 3 minutes ago, I said that's it. So for like 4 minutes, I can go on these tangents, and I can do all that motivational speaking. That comes natural to me now because of my experience, the practice, the experience. You build on that. You know in your head, oh yeah, I did that before. Oh, I've done that 100 times. Yeah, I've been through failure before. I know this feeling. I've had this before, self-doubt. I've had that fear. I'll worry about what people think about me, and being scared I want to be hurt. My life is going to be over. I've felt that before. I've been through this so many times, but I've overcome it. I've overcome it at this situation, at that time, at that age. I can do it again. And that's what experience will give you. It gives you the confidence to know that you can get through things because you've done them before. And sometimes you're in a situation where you haven't done it before, but because you've done other things that are difficult, that you wasn't good at initially, that you eventually became good at, you can take wisdom from that and go, right, well, if I was confident at speaking to women, then I can be confident in running a business and selling. If I can be confident of that, I think I can be a motivational speaker if I want to. I can do public speaking. When the live streams first came out on the scene, this new technology, I'd never done it before. I was like, well, I can do live streams. I can go live and not mess up, not get awkward or panic, because I've done hundreds of public talks in real life with real people. I've coached hundreds of people in person, groups, one-on-one. I've done lots of scary things. I've been to job interviews. I've been on hundreds of dates. I've gone through ups, downs. A live stream is going to be easy for me, and it was because of the mindset, and the mindset, that switch has been switched on through those experiences. And anyone can do this, what I'm saying, if they really want to. That is, if they're if they've got the determination. So a lot of times my clients will say to me, how do you not run out of things to say? Like, how do you do that? Or I'm worried. Well, the answer to that question, and I've been saying it for the vast hour and 3 minutes, is practice. 1 year's practice. Imagine how confident you'd be, anyone watching this, if you did what I'm doing for 1 year. 1 year of doing live streams, you'd be excellent. You'd be just as good as I am. Even better if you really worked at it and you made it a passion. You put all of your focus on it. You'd be incredible. And apply that to anything in life. How good would you be? How would your body look if you dieted for 1 year? If you had a good diet for a year? Transformation. How much money could you make if you got practice selling for 1 year? If you work for a company who set your own business up, how good could you be? Could be fantastic. But the challenge is, unfortunately, a lot of people, they don't have that drive, or they can't find it, and they won't put that time in. They won't put a year in. But fortunately, many people will. Many people have. And hopefully through listening to my talks, my teachings, my honest life experience with my journey and the journey of helping other people in their journey, you'll do it. You'll hear this message and you'll take it into whatever area of life that you want to succeed in, whether it's dating, relationships, career, selling, YouTube, traveling, conversing with people, whatever it is, martial arts. And you will put a whole year in, you put your heart and soul in, and you will change as a person. You'll be successful. So that's it. We're going to end on that, right? Because I could keep going now for England, but now I've got to get on with some other things. I appreciate everyone coming on, right? Look forward to the next live stream. Appreciate you guys coming on, and I'll see you soon.